The third thing is this, and we see it right in the text, that God uses unity to reveal his love to a hurting world. Look with me at verse 23. What does Jesus say? I in them and you in me, that they may become, and don't miss it, this is the first time we see it, not just one, but perfectly one. Why? So that the world may know that you have sent me and loved them even as you loved me. I mean, that's really a pretty stunning verse, if you really think about it in its fullness, that God would choose to use us for the purpose of a hurting world seeing and knowing this great and loving King. Question: do you really believe in the Jesus, the God that you profess? Or has it just kind of become like your Sunday thing, your church thing, your norm? I mean, church is great. This building is immaculate. But it can become habit, and we can lose sight of why we're really here. We're not here. I mean, the church, this is amazing, but I'm telling you, this ain't the church. The church is out there. In a hurting world, we come here to get equipped, to know this great God, that we would go into the thoroughfares of Houston and let them know, hey, I know this great King. Do you know him? But sometimes we lose sight of it. And church becomes about our preference, not about unity in a hurting world. God will do amazing things if we will just believe who he is. If someone were to look at Sagemont this morning, or if someone were to look at your marriage, or if someone were to look at your family or your own life, would they see the love of God for the world and your love for each other, or would they see someone who's angry, prideful, and self-serving? Because perfect love, Jesus, is not self-serving. He's the highest form and demonstration of others serving. There has been no one else like him on planet Earth. I want you to hear this, that unity is neither self-generated nor self-sustained. It is Jesus-generated and Jesus-sustained. Oneness is God's tool that allows the world to see what he has done and what he is doing. Why? To display his great love for people. I just want to say, in this time of change, Sagemont, Houston is watching. The world is watching. The lost are watching. What do they see in this time of change? Unity or division? Confidence or uncertainty? You can have confidence in times of change because God does not change. Cling to it. And believe that in this season of change, he wants to do amazing things. He has not left you. He is smack in the middle of change, and he is smack in the middle of desiring this city to be reached with the gospel, because nothing else will reach them other than Jesus and Jesus alone. Remember, God doesn't waste anything, and change is a part of his plan. And right now, you're smack in the center of it. Watch what will happen if you will lay down your preferences on the altar of purpose. Watch. You'll be stunned, I promise. God would do incredible things. I was doing some research this week on your city because I know a little bit about Houston, but not a lot. But one thing that shocked me was this, that Houston is the most diverse city in America. I mean, that was like mind-blowing. I thought maybe somewhere in California or that state, or New York maybe. But Houston, the most diverse city in America? I mean, can you imagine what God could do with that? Think about it. We know that God is in the midst of change. We've seen that. We know that he uses unity to display his love to a hurting world. And we know that you're smack in the middle of the most diverse city in all of America. If that's not a formula for revival, I don't know what is. Think about it. Unity can shine the brightest where diversity is the greatest. It's like shocking to a world that would like to say that, oh yeah, they're divided, they're diverse, there's all these differences. There's no way they could be united. I mean, their marriage can't even be united. No. God is in the business of uniting what sin has divided, and you are smack in the middle of it, and revival could come if his people would unify. That's a purpose worth getting excited about. If we can see that in all of its glory, all of a sudden preferences, they don't really matter so much. Why? Because we're after the glory of God and we're chasing his heart with everything that we can. See, you guys have the opportunity to reach the world right in your backyard, but you must be willing to lay down your preferences on the altar of purpose. Can you see it? Or am I the only one?